NCERT Class Chapter 3. In the earliest city. Seeing the old building, Jaspal Harpreet were playing cricket in the lawn outside their home when they noticed the people who were admiring the old buildings that the children called the haunted house. Look at the architecture, said one of the men. Have you seen the fine wood carving? Asked one of the women. We must write to the minister so that she makes arrangement to repair and preserve this beautiful house. Why, they wondered, would anybody be interested in the old, run down houses? The story of Harappa. Very often, old buildings have a story to tell. Nearly 150 years ago, when railway lines were being let down for the first time in Punjab, engineers opened the site of Harappa in present-day Pakistan. To them, it seemed like a mound that was a rich source of ready-made, high-quality bricks, so they carried off thousands of bricks from the walls of the old building of the city to build railway lines. Many buildings were completely destroyed. Then, about 80 years ago, archaeologists found the site and realized that this was one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent. As this was the first city to be discovered, all other sites from where similar buildings and other things were described as a Harappa. These sites developed about 470 years ago. Very often, old buildings are pulled down to make way for new construction. Do you think it is important to preserve old buildings? What was special about these cities? Many of these cities were divided into two or more parts. Usually, the part of the west was smaller but higher. Archaeologists describe this as the critical. Generally, the part to the east was larger but lower. This is called the lower down. Very often wall or backed brick wall built around each part. The bricks were so well backed that they have lasted for thousands of years. The bricks were laid in the interlocking pattern and made the walls strong. In some cities, special buildings were constructed out the cradle. For example, in Mohenjo-daro, a very special tank, which archaeologists call the Great Bath, was built in the area. This was lined with bricks coated with the plaster and made watertight with a layer of natural tile. There were the steps leading down it from two sides, while were rooms on the all sides. Water was probably brought in from a well and drained out after use. Perhaps important people took a dip in this tank on the special occasion. Other cities such as the Kalibanga and Lothal had fire altars where the sacrifice many have been performed, and some cities like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had elaborate storehouse. House at drain street. Generally, houses were either 1 or 2 story height with room built around a courtyard. Most houses had separate bathing areas and some had wells to supply water. Many of these cities had covered drain. Notice how carefully these were laid out in a straight line. Although you cannot see it, each drain had gentle slopes so that water could flow through it. Very often, drains in houses were connected to those on the street, and smaller drains led into bigger ones. As the drains were covered, inspection holes were provided at intervals to clean them. All three house drains or street were probably planned and built at the same time. List at the least two different between the house described here, those that you study about in chapter 2. Life in the city. Harappa city was a very busy place. There were people who planned the construction of special buildings in the city. These were probably the rules. It is likely that the rulers sent pupils to discuss land to get metal, precious stone, and other things that they wanted. They may have kept the most valuable object, such as the ornament of gold and silver or beautiful beds of for themselves. And they were scribes, people who know how to write, who helped prepare the seals and perhaps wrote and other material that have but not survived. Besides, there were men and women, craft person making all kinds of things, either in their own homes or in special workshops. People were traveling to distant land and returning with raw material and perhaps stories. Many terracotta toys have been found, and children must have played with these. Make a list of people who lived in the city. Were any of these people listed as leaving the village, such as the Mehergarh? New craft in the city. Let us look at the some of the objects that were made and found in Harappa cities. Most of things that have been found by archaeologists are made of stone, shell, and metal, including copper, bronze, gold, and silver. Copper and bronze were used to make tools, weapons, ornaments, and vessels. Gold and silver were used to make ornaments and vessels. Perhaps the most striking find are those of beds, wheat, and blades. The Harappa also made seal out of stone. These are generally rectangles. See illustration of page 25. Usually have animal carved on them. The Harappa also made pots with a beautiful black design, such as the shown on page 6. Was the metal used in the village? You learn about chapter 2. Was stone used to make the vase? Cotton was probably grown the Mehergarh from about 7,000 years ago. Actual piles of cloth were found attached to the lid of silver vases and some copper object at the Mohenjo-daro. Archaeologists have also found simple holes. The fence, unlike stone shells that are found naturally, fences is a material that is artificial. Produced gums was used to shape stand powdered cottage into an object. The object were then glazed, resulting in the shiny glassy surface. The color of glaze were usually blue or sea green. Fence was used to make beads and bangles, earrings, and tiny vessels made of terracotta and fences. These were used to spin thread. Many of things that were produced were probably the work of a specialist. A specialist is a person who is trained to do only one kind of work. For example, cutting stone or polishing blades or carving sea. Look at the illustration page 26 and see how well the face is curved and how carefully the blade is sewn. This must have been the work an expert craft person. Not everybody could have been the specialist. We do not know whether only men were specialists or only women were specialists. Perhaps some women and men may have been specialists in search of raw material. Raw materials are substances that are either found naturally, such as wood or some matter, produced by farmers and herders. These are then produced to produce finished good. For example, cotton produced by farmers is raw material that may be proceeded to make cloth, while some of the raw material that the Harappa used were available locally. Many items such as copper, tin, gold, silver, and precious stone had to be thrown from distant places. The Harappa probably got coppers from the present-day Rajasthan, even Oman. West Asia tin, which was mixed with the copper and produced bronze, may have been brought from the present-day Afghanistan and Iran. Gold could have come all the way from present-day Karnataka, and precious stone from present-day Gujarat, Iran, and Afghanistan. Food for people in the city. While many lived in the cities, others living in the countryside grew crops and reared animals. These farmer herders supplied food to the craft person, scribe, and ruler in the cities. We know from the remains of plant that the Harappa grew wheat, barley, pulse, peas, rice, and semen, instant, and mustard. A new tool, the plough, was used to dig the earth for turning the soil and planting seed, while real plows, which were probably made of wood, have not survived to the models have been found, as this region does not receive heavy rainfall. Some from the irrigations may have been used. This means that water was stored and supplied to the field when the plants were growing. The Harappa reared cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, water and pastures were available around settlement. However, the dry summer month large herd of animals were probably taken gather distance in search of grass and water. They also collected a fruit like caught fish and hunted wild animals like the antelopes. A closer look, Harappan towns in Gujarat. The city of Dholavira was located in the Khadir Belt, also spelled in bit, in the Run of Kutch, where there was a fresh water and fertile soil, unlike some of the other Harappa cities, which were divided into two parts. Dholavira was divided into three parts, and each part was surrounded with a massive stone walls with the entrance in a through the gateway. There was also a large open area in the settlement where public ceremonies could be held. Other finds include large letters of the Harappa script that were carved out of white stone and perhaps inhaled in wood. This is a unique find, as generally Harappa writing has been found on a small object such as a seal. The city of Lothal stood beside a tributary of the Sabarmati in Gujarat, close to the Gulf of the Khambat. It was situated near areas where raw materials such as the semi-precious stone were easily available. This was an important center of the making object out of stone, cells and metal. There was also the storehouse in the city. Many seals and sealing the impression of seals on clay were found in the storehouse. A building that was found here was probably a workshop for making beds, piles of stones, half made a bed stool for the beds, making the finished beds have all been found here. Seals and sealing. Seals may have been used to stamp bags on packets containing goods that were seen from the one place to another after a bag was closed or tied. A layer of wet clay was applied on the knot and the seal was pressed on it. The impression of the seal is known as a sealing. If the sealing was intact, one could be sure that the goods had arrived safely. Seals are usually even today find out what they are used for. The mystery of the end. Around 390,000 years ago, we find the beginning of the major changes. People stopped living in many of the cities. Writing seals and weightings were no longer used. Raw materials brought from a long distance become rare. In Mohenjo-daro, we find that garbage filled up the street. The drainage system broke down and new, less impressive houses were built even over the street. Why did all that happen? We are not sure. Some scholars suggest that the rivers dried up. Others suggest that there was a deforestation. This could have happened because fuel was required for baking bricks and for smelting copper ores. Besides, grazing by large herd, cattle, sheep and goat may have destroyed the green cover. In some areas there were floods, but none of these reasons can explain the end of all cities. Floodings or rivers drying up would have had effect in only some areas. It appears as if the rulers lost control in any cases. In the effect of changes are quite clear. Sites and scenes of West Punjab, present-day Pakistan, were abandoned while many peoples moved into the newer smaller settlement to the east and the south. New cities emerged about from 1400 years ago. You will read about them in chapter 5-8. You are traveling with your parents about 4000 years ago from Lothal and Mohenjo-daro. Describe how you would travel, what your parents might carry with them, and what you would in Mohenjo-daro. Coppers.